Alright everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm just sat meditating at one of my favourite little meditation spots, and I thought I'd do a video just talking about how what the Kundalini energy is like in my body after, now after 10 and a half years since the initial awakening. Just thought I'd do a video going through what the energy feels like in the body now. So generally, like in the day-to-day, by the way, I don't really like wearing sunglasses, and I never really wear them, but I thought I'd better bring them out because it's a really sunny day and I'm going to be like squinting at the camera. I prefer to let the natural sunlight filter into the eyes, but anyway, I thought I'd best wear them for this video. So yeah, generally the energy is just, it's circulating around the body in a quite consistent manner when I'm just doing general, just doing general activities, walking around, yeah, and anything like that. And the energy, when I take an in-breath, I feel the energy, Kundalini energy, moving down right into like the base chakra area, and as I breathe out, it moves up and up into, kind of moves up into the third eye part, and some energy like moves out of the head. And also it's basically like always on, flowing through the arms and legs, but that's less perceptible, and it can fade in at the background if I'm concentrating on doing something, but still, whenever I get into a space of rest, so like meditation, lying down to go to bed, or as I've talked about in other videos, giving actual space for the energy to move the body in the ways it needs to, and which is when I give space for the kriyas to express themselves, which are the spontaneous movements that Kundalini causes in the body. When I'm in any of those states, it's still, it can build up quite powerfully and just it still like moves my body in certain ways to clear certain blockages, because even though the energy flows quite cleanly through the body now, I've still got certain blockages, especially at this upper part of my neck, and some, I can feel some blockages around there. It's a little bit like around my face, and also in certain points on the spine, but it's incredibly mild. The blockages are incredibly minimal compared to what they were 10 years ago when this process started. There's been so much cleared and cleaned through the body. So yeah, I think that's generally what the energy is like in my body. And there's an important point, I guess, with this as well. You can tend to think of the Kundalini energy as just an ascending energy that's like coming from the base and going up out into the crown and whatever, but it's equally a descending energy, and I think that's missed out and misunderstood by quite a lot of people. There's 2 points of stillness in between each breath, so when you breathe in deeply down, and then there's that pause point before you breathe out, and so there's a point of stillness with the at the base of the spine, or in that region in the belly, because the energy tends to move down the front of the body. For me anyway, it tends to move down the front of the body on the inhale, and the back, and kind of up the central channel, and the back on the outhale. And so on the outhale, then you get another pause point, which is when the energy is kind of moves up to the top. This is like a continuous cycle, but there's just these brief pause points, and you can do yogic exercises where you hold those pause points for longer and generate more energy. But that's a kind of yogic practice, and it's not just part of the general flow of the energy. When I'm just generally breathing, it's like down it goes, holds just for a second, and up again. And this is approximations because the energy does waver and move around as well, but generally speaking, that's the loop it does. But yeah, the point is, this energy is descending as well, and I think if you look into the origins of the idea of Kundalini, at least when it was first called Kundalini, you're looking back into some tantric religion, pre-Hindu, one of the paths of tantric religion prior to Hinduism. That's where you first hear of the word Kundalini, where it's first used, and they talk about the Kundalini at the base and in the crown, the Kundalini energy. So it's, and I think when it was moved into Hatha Yoga, when Hatha Yoga was kind of developed, the Kundalini, they missed half of it out. They missed out this higher energy. It was just thought of to be dominant at the base of the spine. But you can have top-down Kundalini and bottom-up Kundalini. And I actually think on my journey, I've spoke about a mushroom experience that I had 7 months prior to my Kundalini awakening. And looking back on that now, I feel like I might have had a top-down Kundalini awakening during that mushroom experience. And then 7 months later, when I would actually say my Kundalini awoke, that was like the bottom up. But now it's just like one energy. There's no distinction. It's just one moving, flowing energy. And yeah, I still deal with pain sometimes when this energy is clearing things, and especially after allowing the Kriya process for a few hours, which I do. I've actually cut it down very recently. I was doing it practically every day for like over 5 years, maybe 6 years or something, just moving with the energy every single day practically. But very recently, over the last few months, I've cut that down to just doing that practice about 3 or 4 times a week. Because I'm kind of at a point where I'm coming back into the world, and I'm also at a point where it doesn't require me to do that. Back a few years ago, if I had any days off, I would really physically feel it. I would be in quite a lot of pain if I didn't allow this process to move. But now it's more integrated, and I've got a little bit more control in inverted commas. So I can just, I'm finding that I can just do that practice a few days a week. And I've forgotten why I brought that up now. So after that, sometimes I'll feel quite fragile because a lot of stuff's still being cleared from the body, and it's moved my body in quite strange ways. But it's made me so much more flexible now. It's like the ultimate yoga practice in a way, the way the Kundalini moves the body, because it's just stretching you in exactly the right ways at exactly the right time, and it's like creating suppleness in the body from like the inside out or something. That maybe sounds a bit silly, but it's stretching everything in the right time to create the ultimate flexibility eventually. That's how I perceive it anyway. And yeah, it's, I mean, I've spoke about this in other videos, but just like the other day, it still amazes me what this energy clears out. I was having all this clearing of, I cut my finger. You probably won't be able to see it, but there's quite a pronounced scar on my finger. I cut it when I was younger, and it was like quite a bad cut on some glass, and so some of the flesh, there was like an indent, like some of the flesh had been sort of gouged out, and then it was sewn up or whatever, and the energy's been moving through this little area, and just like the indentation in the finger is becoming less. It's like stretching out the scar tissue. It sounds crazy. I know this might sound crazy to some people, but this energy heals absolutely everything in the body. Absolutely everything. I've had old like vaccine scars open up again, and like pus and stuff come out of them, like disgusting stuff. And I also had a pretty bad vaccine injury from when I was very young, like a little baby. My arms swelled up, and I really had a really bad reaction to some of the vaccines that they put in me as a child. And so I've had like scars at the top of my arm there, and also again indentations into the muscle tissue where whatever poisons and heavy metals and toxins and that were in there caused quite a bad damage to the actual muscle tissue. and the energy's like been moving through there and clearing that, and it's like it's rebuilding the tissue. It's absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I just thought I'm just sharing a bit of a random video here, but when I was just meditating and just doing the breathing and feeling the energy, I thought I'd just do a quick video just saying what it kind of feels like once the energy is more integrated. And it's not fully, as I've mentioned, there's still certain blockages in my body. It's not fully cleanly flowing, but it feels very close to that point for me now. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I'll show you the views just before I leave you. It's an absolutely gorgeous day, and it's a beautiful view through the valley where I often come and sit and meditate here. It's a great spot, so I'll just give you a little. I'll just show you. So yeah, I hope you could see that. I couldn't see where the camera was pointing, but yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Much love. I'll see you in the next video. Alright, peace. Bye.